One more thing I forgot to add into my The Boys series finale. I'm sitting there watching a fight scene in the Oval Office, and I'm like, wow, why wouldn't he just take this fight outside and give himself some space and distance, especially against Butcher and the Tentacles, right? And then I'm like, yeah, peak Homelander probably could have ended that fight against all three of them. And maybe not end, but he'd have done them much, much better, right? And I remember why. So the V1 that Homelander was dying to take, the original version that Soulja Boy has, isn't perfected. The immortality was a side effect, but that original compound had a lot of flaws in it, and it killed a lot of his test subjects. What Homelander initially had in his compound, his V1 compound, was the perfected version. Immortality was not supposed to be a side effect of it. Homelander lost sight of that. So once he injected himself with the base V1 compound, all of its flaws came back onto him, thus rendering him weaker, not as durable, not as strong. His heat vision couldn't last. Normally he could shoot his heat vision damn near infinite for a crazy amount of time. But if you notice in that fight in the Oval Office, his heat vision was, it didn't have much punch, and he couldn't use it as much as he could. It was real sporadic and just not as powerful. So that's what I forgot to interject into the series finale about. Had he not injected the original V1 compound into his system, he'd have decimated pretty much everybody. And he forgot the sight. He got short-sighted chasing the immortality, and that's, I think, ultimately was part of his downfall. Him being so short-sighted.